What activities are going to be at the school?
There'll be games like shootout, kick-up, a big mile run and even lots more.
Sport Relief is a charity which helps to raise money for helping disadvantaged people throughout the UK and the world's poorest countries.
A range of well-known stars have been involved, including local sportsman Ricky the Hitman Hatton, who has offered Floyd Mayweather a rematch after his defeat last December.
Sport Relief starts on Friday the 14th of March at 7 p.m. until Sunday the 16th of March and will be covered throughout the weekend by the BBC.
We hope that everyone taking part will have lots of fun.
And now, a report on the issue of knives within schools.
Knife crime in schools, is it a growing problem? Our metal detector is the answer. On the 30th of January 2008, Home Secretary Jackie Smith stated that it would be a good idea to have airport-style security in schools and try and reduce the statistics of knife crime by 2011. According to the BBC, she said this on the Andrew Marr Show.
So far we have made good progress as violent crime has gone down by 31% since 1997, but we would like to reduce this more. We asked Manchester Airport's press officer her views on the matter.
What metal detectors do is they sense the amount of metal that is on a person that's walking through them, and if it's above a certain tolerance level then they activate an alarm which then at the airport prompts our security people to check them. It may well prevent people taking knives into schools, but there's also the issue of outside of schools as well, and it would be worth looking at how many incidents took place inside schools and outside of schools.
Hello, I'm Daniel and I'm reporting at Manchester Airport. After speaking to the press officer at Manchester Airport about the effectiveness of metal detectors, we then decided to contact Greater Manchester Police to get information about our local area. They told me that there have been 8 bladed knife crime incidents in our area over the last 12 months. Here is Pippa with Sergeant Cam Hare at Chadderton Police Station.
Hello, I'm Pippa and I'm here with the Greater Manchester Police. This is Sergeant Hare. Sergeant Hare, have you ever dealt with any knife crime incidents in school?
Yes, we've dealt with a couple of incidents in some of the secondary schools in Chadderton. We had a report of a possible fight that was going to occur outside school at the end of school there, and we were informed that there were a few people with knives. So what we did, we went with a few of our officers. We identified some of the individuals who may have been carrying knives, and we've got the power to enter schools and search young people or people with knives that we suspect of having knives. So we did manage to detain one person.
Do you think we should actually put metal detectors in schools?
I believe that would be a good thing. It would safeguard the pupils, the staff, and anyone in the school as well. And obviously prevent knives from coming in schools and prevent someone using the knives in school or outside at a later date. So I would welcome that.
Sergeant Hare is now going to give us a demonstration of how the metal detectors work.
We're now with Sergeant Hare, who's scanning some of our classmates in the production team. Let's have a look at how they work.
Put your hands up to one side for me, thank you. You got anything on you that you shouldn't have?
Thank you to Sergeant Hare. Now here's Tia talking to Miss Hill, a head teacher of the local school.
What do you think about knife crimes in school?
I think they're very rare occurrences. I really don't think that the level of knife crime in school is as great as is reported. However, when it does occur in school, it's a very serious matter. And our school in particular, South Chadderton, has a zero tolerance of knife crime of any sort. Any student found with a knife in our school is permanently excluded without any question.
How many cases have you come across to do with weaponry in school?
In our school, in the time that I've been here, which is just 4 years, I have dealt with probably 5 occurrences of students who've been in possession of a knife rather than a knife crime. No student has ever used a knife in school, but they have had possession of knives, and that's enough for us.
How would you feel if the metal detectors were compulsory in schools?
I think I wouldn't do it. Right. I don't think that metal detectors should be in schools. I think there are other ways of dealing with it. I think we as a community, our learning community, our school community can deal with it better than metal detectors. I would find it a very difficult place to be if we had to have metal detectors.
How would you feel if they were government funded?
I'd rather spend it on something else.
This was our report on metal detectors in schools.
What do you think?
And now for the international news. Would you ever buy a chocolate egg worth £499? Apparently, 4 customers have bought this gigantic chocolate egg. A chocolate egg weighing a shocking £70, approximately weight of a 9-year child. This egg is on sale in Selfridges in London, price of £499. This beautiful egg has hundreds of sugar diamonds.
Selfridges, Director of Food and Restaurants, You Inventors, says the egg is the heaviest we have ever had in store compared to the French chocolatiers' previous eggs, which was designed with real diamonds and cost £50,000. This egg is Selfridges is a real bargain. This news today is a part of BBC project. To tell us more about it here in an interview by Ewan Dork.
Hello and welcome to School Reports. My name is Bryony.
And my name is Ricky.
We are going to discuss and ask you a few questions about CLC so that people that are watching will know a bit more about it and see what people are actually taking part in at School Reports.
First of all, I would like to ask you, why are you at the CLC today helping out with young children for School Report? Is it that you like working with children?
I do like working with children. I've got 3 daughters myself, and I love to see how they're getting on at school. And I think sometimes the work we do, people don't actually understand what it's about, and so to have the chance to bring it into schools and get schools to actually look at what it's like to be a journalist, and not just a paper journalist, but TV and radio journalist as well, I think it's such a great opportunity.
What part of your job do you find interesting and challenging?
The best part of my job is meeting new people and finding out new stories. So every time we get a story, it's a chance to go and talk to somebody new, find out what's happening, where they live, what's going on, what's important to them, what's not important. And for somebody nosy like me, then it's just perfect chance to have an excuse to chat to people. And you get a chance to meet people that you wouldn't normally speak to. So you talk to people who are in positions of power and authority, and normally you wouldn't get a chance to talk to them. But as a reporter, you can go in there and you have a right to start asking questions to these people. And that feels good as well.
How did you first get into the job?
I first got into it because I met somebody, a friend I was at college with, who was training to be a journalist, and she was telling me all about it, and I thought, that sounds interesting, because I'd never done anything like it before. I'd never even considered it. And the more I looked into it, the more interesting it became. So I found out how to go about it. I started working at a local radio station, and then I went on a training course to be a journalist, and after that I just started working in various radio stations.
Is it mainly TV or radio you work on?
Mainly radio. I've worked in radio the bulk of the time, and I do love radio because it's very simple. It's a simple medium to work in. You can talk to somebody, you can interview them just with a very small handheld recorder, and you have your story there. TV's more complicated, and you have more people involved, and sometimes as a reporter you get further away from the story, but with radio you're involved the whole way. I do some video work though. I work on something called Video Nation, which is where we give cameras out to people and they tell their own story, like a video diary style way of broadcasting, and they go on the internet.
Would you recommend your job to other people around our age for their career in later life?